So Octavia is right around the corner, hopefully tonight, fingers crossed. And yesterday Digital Extremes released details about her abilities, her quest, and of course her signature weapons, the Pandero and the Tenno, a pistol and of course a primary rifle. Both have alternate fire modes. So first off, how do you guys feel about Octavia's name? There is a Czech auto manufacturer called Skoda who make a car called the Octavia here in Ireland, and when I hear the name, that's all I can think about. I was hoping for something like Sonata myself and not really Octavia, but it's stuck now, so what can you do? It is what it is, right? So Octavia seems to be a bit of a support frame, judging by the abilities when you read what they do. There seems to be a mix of crowd control and buffs for your squad mates. Her first ability is called Mallet, and this sounds like you cast a mallet in an area and it will draw enemy fire and deal damage back to enemies. When it takes damage, it will increase its damage output. So this could be one of those really decent crowd control abilities if you can add in some nice range mods to cover much more of a larger area and affect more enemies. Her next ability is called Resonator, and it's basically her disco rollerball of doom, where Octavia will launch a rollerball that will charm enemies to follow it, and you can combine this with your number 1 ability, which will be Mallet, to both taunt and draw enemy fire away from you. But you can only have one rollerball out at a time. I think they said that on the dev stream, so we're gonna have to wait and see how well these two abilities work in combination with one another, but it does sound kinda cool. Metronome is her third ability, and this is where she will cast random buffs on players depending on how well they move with the beat. So you gotta have some moves. It all sounds a little bit silly. I'm not sure how this is going to work with regards other players. You're going to need to time your jumps to get a speed buff. Crouching at the beat will give you a cloaking, I guess stealth you. Firing rhythmically will give you extra multi-shot, and timing your melee swings will buff your overall damage. Now, I can already picture Warframes crouching to the beat or jumping up and down, trying to get some kind of stealth or multi-shot buff. It kind of sounds a bit mental, to be honest, and you might end up just looking like a right pleb. Now, Octavia's fourth and ultimate ability is called Amp, where she basically fires it up, and it draws power from the decibel level of sound in the area and uses it to amplify a damage buff for Octavia and her allies. So it's basically a damage buff. It will also double the range of any nearby mallets you have as well. So there's a synergy there between that and mallets again, much like there was with the rollerball, and it gives you a buff inside this radius. Now, Octavia honestly sounds like she has the potential to be a really good Warframe if the abilities work as good as some of them sound, especially with regards to the crowd control, but she could also go the other way. Again, we won't know until we actually get our hands on her whether she will sway towards the good side of a frame or a bad frame. Now, the two weapons shown on the website arriving with Octavia, like I said already, are called the Tenno and the Pandero. Now, the Pandero to me sounds like a city car, like one of those little crunched up kind of city cars that can fit into any little tiny parking space, but it's actually a semi-auto pistol with an alt fire that can shoot the remainder of its magazine in bursts, and it visually looks really nice. I really like the design. The Tenno is an automatic rifle. It's a primary weapon that will ramp up its fire rate and accuracy the longer you hold it down. So it's got a spool up mechanic, I guess like the Supra, that will increase its accuracy over time. Now, its alternate fire is a powerful single charged shot, a bit like the Lanka, maybe like a charged sniper shot, I hope, because I've been using a lot of sniper rifles lately and really enjoying them. So if its damage is anywhere near as good as some of the sniper rifles we have in game already, then chances are I will definitely run with it. Now, the visual design of both of these weapons are really eye candy. I really like the way they look. Hopefully the stats will be the same and it will be really decent, powerful weapons. Fingers crossed. The update will hit soon, hopefully tonight, fingers crossed. If not, then sometime over the weekend, and we will get, of course, to try out all of these new toys once that update hits, and I will have plenty of videos. Now, I will leave a link to this website, of course, which will show you all this info in the description below this video. Let me know what you guys think of Octavia, her name, and her abilities, now that you can kind of get a good idea as to what she will actually be able to do, and the weapons as well. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Warframe, and as always,